Okay. I think we're ready to go. So, hello everyone. Welcome back. More Link to the Past speed running. What else can I do? Oh, let's fix that this time, since yesterday I messed that up at the start. That's better. Now you can actually see the clock. Okay. Looks like we're ready to go here. Alright, 3, 2, 1, hi, go! Ah. Damned if you do. What the? And we're just gonna keep going, because why not? That's wonderful. Let's do that. At a certain point, it's just too bad. It's a shame. Start wasn't that bad. That's not good. That's a nice kill there. Good rhythm on those blade swings. Even if I didn't put him in front of the door. Ready? Jesus, that's bad. That's bad. It's unbelievably bad. What? Screw that. God, I don't know what happened with that key rat. Like, it's bad enough he went up there, and then the other two got in the way so that I couldn't even hit him until I killed both of them. That's stupid bad luck. I tried something that did not work out at all. Oh, come on. Maybe should have already reset this one, but we'll keep going. Like already being 4 seconds behind is kind of a lot. Like the very first section was kind of shit. Like right up to getting the sword. I was actually really late on that. That helps. That helps us pick up a lot of time there. Those 2 rooms. Oh. That'll work. Good luck there. That's kind of a hard pattern. All right. Would have been even better without that rat. $737 solid. It's one of the best rooms I've gotten here in a while. Not the best, but one of the best. Yes, thank you. What am I doing? Screwed it up. God damn it. How did I screw that up? That was a fucking waste. That could have been a really good time if I just executed that properly. It's actually a really good dungeon. Ah. Oh, that's kind of weird. Ah. Somehow better than last time. Thought I'd made it. Ah. Okay, now twice. Could have been worse. What am I doing? Damn it. Oh. This is turning into one of those days. Oh, god damn it. Shit. I should have swung the sword and hit him. Ah. God damn it. I don't need this. Come on. Let's do this stupid shit right. Let's not be silly. Oh, God. Oh, come on. Damn it. It's not a disaster. Not yet. Ah, come on. Damn it. Oh, shit. Shouldn't have swung the sword at all. That was a mistake. Could have just walked through that. Fuck. Oh, god damn it. Fuck that. Jesus Christ. Really is. It really is trying to be one of those fucking days. Damn it. Everything trying to piss me off right now with this game. Can't even be bad at the game though because I've wasted so many today where he ran at me. Nice. Thrilling. Alright, we're an hour in and I haven't beaten this place yet. We need to finish it this time. Me. It's kind of odd, like, a lot of it's been really good today, but something keeps happening that just blows everything up. It's usually my fault. Just keep doing something really stupid that's just... well, not unrecoverable, but just waste so much time. It's just not worth continuing this early on. Maybe I finally get it this time. Maybe I finally get it this time. Ah. Not good. Come on, airdrop. Ah, god damn it. I'm gonna mess that up. That got messy. All right. I'm not happy with that, but we're through. That's all that matters. Ah, shit. That was dumb. Oh, dang it. Was that the last thing? That little incident with the Blue Knight, and this. Otherwise, this is a pretty good run to the palace. Oh, god damn it. And that is how you compound a mistake. Jesus, that's bad. I hope I don't take any more damage. Holy shit. Oh man, not a good rupee situation. I thought, boy, that's ooh. Oh, fuck, unbelievable. Ah. That's shit. Okay, how's this gonna go? That's not good. That's perfect. Damn it. Oh man, I can't get out of my own way today. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna make something to drink. Alright, damn it. Let's try it again. Over an hour in, haven't been to the Dark World yet. What am I doing? Alright, 3, 2, 1, hey. Oh, come on. Second time you've done that today. Fuck that. Alright. Gotta get out of this doom loop. What the hell is that? So, I guess while I'm banging my head against the wall here, might as well talk about something I brought up last stream, or a couple streams ago. It was one of the two. So, I mentioned that you should probably be suspicious of the 85% number that was getting thrown around with regards to how much of Sony's game sales were digital. And turns out I was probably, well, not probably right, I was right about that. So, that 85% number, how do you get to that number? See, that's always the important thing. Because one of the things you have to remember about game sales these days is not everything even has a physical edition. So if you're going to actually try to get an idea of how many people buy physical versus digital, it's important to actually filter out the things that don't even have a physical edition. Now the problem with that 85% number is that 85% number basically includes everything that's digital that doesn't have physical editions, like even the smaller games. And obviously, those are going to grossly inflate the numbers in terms of digital, in terms of what looks like, you know, total revenue or total games sold and things like that. once you get it down to games that have a physical and a digital version available, the numbers get a lot closer to about a 50-50 split. And one of the other things that kind of came up through this data that I'd kind of forgotten about that is important to remember, though, too, is, you know, Sony sold a PS5 that had a disk drive and one that didn't have a disk drive. So you'd think that that would also kind of be a good indicator of, you know, where people's preferences lied. Because considering how much cheaper the digital console was than the disk drive, I mean, if you don't care about physical, then why would you waste your money on that, right? So, just in case anyone was wondering, the sales ratio for the disk drive PS5s versus the non-disk drive PS5s is 8-2, roughly. So it's 81% of all PS5s sold are ones that have the disk drive on them. Now, the thing is, that number is actually lowballing it, because one of the things you have to remember about the PS5 is they actually sold an attachable disk drive for it. So if you had bought the digital version originally and decided on the line, you know what, I'd actually like to buy discs, you could buy that and put it on it. You could do that with the PS5 Pro as well. So the truth is that the number is probably closer to, well, it's hard to put an exact number, but I'd imagine around 85% of people have a disk drive on the PS5s. Because those disk drives actually sell pretty well. You'd be surprised. There's a guy that basically all he does is, well, it's not all he does, but one of the big things he does is every game that's sold on the PS5, more or less, he buys a copy of it and then he tests like what you can do with it out of the box without having a PS5 connected to the internet, i.e., will it load up, will it run? Now, what percentage of games on the PS5 now that are released on disc do you think that will work without an internet connection or a day one patch? Through his testing, and the thing is, like, you can go look at all his stuff. I pretty much post everything on YouTube. But, for the PS3 through the PS5, each one comes in at over 92%. The PS3 being the highest. PS3 is, I think, was like 95. The PS4 and the PS5 are both around like 92%. So that's just another thing to keep in mind, because like another thing I've seen a lot of people saying that is kind of annoying because it's an assumption they make without actually knowing anything, is that most of these discs won't work without connecting to the internet, and that's just not true. It's not even remotely true. Yeah, there are a decent amount of games that will not work without connecting to the internet. Like I said, about 10%, a little bit less than 10%. But that's a long, long way from most. Anyway, I pinned the guy's post on X, on my X account. Like, I know there's almost nobody that really looks at that because like I don't really use my X account for much of anything other than just posting when I'm going to be doing streams, but if anyone sees it and learns more about it, then it's worth it, even if it's one person. And just to be clear about this, like the It's like Asmongold and Louis Rossman, like both of them, like their points has been is like, you know, like physical doesn't matter. All that matters is like the rights to the game itself. Like if they can just revoke your rights later, then the disc doesn't really matter. And you know, to an extent, like they're absolutely correct about that. But the thing is, and you know, Rossman in his video kind of kind of made it seem like none of these discs are going to work without connecting to the internet, which just wasn't true at all. Which is a little bit annoying because I actually expected a little bit better of him, but his point still stands. At the end of the day, the problem is that these companies are trying to sell you licenses and not ownership, and that needs to end. I mean, at the end of the day, both of them get it. Like, it's not like they are opposed to physical media or anything like that. It's just, they're framing that it doesn't really matter if you have physical discs or not is a little bit dismissive of some of the other reasons that people want physical discs. And the fact that, quite frankly, like, you know, as long as you're not updating your PlayStation 5, most of these physical discs will work out of the box and let you play the game. It may not be the best unbroken version of the game, but it'll let you play the game. And just one more thing, too, about what I was saying about all those discs working out of the box. Like, I don't know whether the guy played the game start to finish to determine whether, you know, the game is actually playable to completion out of the box. And my guess is probably not, just because of how much time that would take. But I'll be honest, like, I'd be surprised if the vast majority of them couldn't just be played start to finish, although they might have some bugs. I have no illusions about the quality of game dev in the current generation. I know these guys barely put any effort into Q&A. Oh, that's nice. A break. Let's see if I can do something with it. Alright. Finally through. Not Q&A, not like question and answer, but QA. Quality assurance. I was just saying, like the other day I was talking about you know, not trusting the 85% number in terms of, you know, physical sales versus digital sales that is being thrown around right now. And like I pinned the post on my X account, but there's a guy who, like, I mean, he's a big physical media advocate, and like one of the things he does is he takes pretty much every disc that, or, you know, major game release, or, you know, like a lot of the games release. I mean, I don't know what percentage, but he will buy the disc, put it in a PlayStation 5 that's not connected to the internet, and see if it'll play. That's what he does. And, you know, like, one of the things that's kind of been annoying with the whole thing that's I've seen a lot of people banning about is like, you know, these discs don't even have the game on them anymore. You got to download the game. And that's just not true. It's not even remotely true. 90% of those discs work out of the box. Over 90%. Over 90% of those discs work out of the box. But that's not the data from that post that is important to me. That's actually not even in that post. Like, that's just, I saw that from a YouTube video that was just kind of discussing what that guy does. But, you know, the important data from his post is that the 85% number basically inflates the number by including all digital sales for games that don't even have a physical copy. When you look at games that have physical versus non-physical, like the split tends to be a lot more like 50-50. Maybe leaning digital, maybe leaning physical. But it's not nearly as lopsided as 85%. And when you look at the revenue split, you got the same problem, because that revenue split that's comparing digital to physical, like, pretty much the reason that it looks so lopsided is because it's concluding any kind of sale that is digital. In other words, it could be digital sales within a physical game. Again, it's basically comparing things that don't even have a physical way to buy them versus things that do. It's just lumping all the data in together because, well, at the end of the day, and I mentioned this yesterday too, like, polls, all this kind of data that corporations release, that gets released through the media, never ever think that they're trying to inform you with this stuff. All they're trying to do is they're trying to push you towards an outcome. They give you those numbers because they want you to do something based on those numbers. Always keep that in mind. That's true of everyone. Like, if you're getting numbers and nobody's willing to give you the source material, like the raw data for those numbers, where it comes from, and how it's derived, then honestly, you should just ignore the number in most cases. When you're dealing with money, especially large amounts of it, never ever forget, everyone has an agenda. You know, it kind of came up with this recently too, and I'd kind of forgotten about it, but you know, back when the PS4 came out and Sony made that commercial that everybody's kind of passing around right now, like, one of the things I kind of forgot during that time was there was a lot of rumor mill going around that Sony was going to do the same thing that Microsoft was doing. And up until that came out, like, a lot of people were kind of, you know, fear-mongering over that. And the thing is, once Sony put that out, I mean, obviously, at that point, it was clear that Microsoft was fucked. But, I always kind of wondered whether Sony did that just because they saw an opportunity, or whether at the time, because you gotta remember, Sony at the time was not located in California. Sony still had their headquarters in Japan when this decision was made. And I put a lot of the problems that Sony has over the last decade squarely on the decision to move their offices to California. And my current stance is if they don't get out of there, well, they're probably going to be out of business within the next decade, at least the PlayStation business. But the thing is, like, Sony without PlayStation right now probably will go out of business as a company. Like, they are extremely dependent on PlayStation to keep the company afloat at the moment. But I always wondered at the time if, Sony really actually wanted to go digital, but Microsoft gave them an opening that they thought they couldn't refuse. I mean, if you look at the money that Sony has wasted this generation on dev studios, it's not a coincidence that it's all, US West Coast-based idiots that are running these places. You notice that, like, they basically took all their money out of Japan, which didn't make any sense at the time, and it still doesn't make any sense now. And with all the money they're spending, you'd think they would have, tried to invest more in some kind of Japanese development, but they really didn't. It's just basically Kimasobi, and all that is, the dregs of, well, not the dregs, but it's the remnants of everything they got rid of. And the thing to understand is, like, the people that are running the games industry in the ground right now in the West, like, well, the business people want to, but the ideologues, one of the things that they love to do is they love to give money to their friends. And it's kind of unfortunate to have to say something like, one of the clearest markers of somebody that doesn't know what they're doing with money most of the time is you'll see them giving a lot of money to their friends and their family. You'll see it over and over again. Millionaires who lose all their money, and all the time it's like, oh, I gave my friend this much money. I loaned my family this much money. And, you don't want to say something like that because you'd think that, like, trying to help your friends and family out is not a bad thing. And it's not a bad thing. But the thing is, like, a lot of the people who do that are also extremely poor with money and end up wasting a lot of it. Especially when they don't understand the value of that money and how hard it is to earn in the first place. And this is why, like, when a lot of times with a company, when the people that built the company are no longer there and it's all the people that came in afterwards, things tend to fall apart because people came in afterwards don't understand what it took to build it in the first place. Ah. So close to being unscathed up the mountain. Literally like a 1/10 of a second is all I needed to just get through there. I'm just glad to have finally gotten this far today. Like, holy crap, it's been a nightmare today. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I'm still worried, like, I can screw this up in a second. Although I would like to point out that last Desert Palace was actually pretty good. That boss fight wasn't my best, but... You know, odd thing, I've actually been playing better since I started running my mouth. Like... I don't know what happened with Western Dev, but somewhere along the line, they hired a bunch of people who somehow got the idea that they didn't actually have to make games to make money. You know, like they didn't actually have to ship things. And like if you look at Microsoft and what's going on with their studios and all the ones that they're getting ready to close, just look at how many games those companies or those studios released over the last 10 years. And it's really easy to understand why Microsoft wants to get rid of them. They've basically done almost nothing. Imagine being able to go 10 years and release maybe one product. How the hell are you getting money? And how they were getting money is like Microsoft was subsidizing them. But that gravy train is over now. And surprise, surprise, Microsoft probably can't find anybody to buy these studios. You know why? They don't do anything to make money. All right. Damnation. Now it went from very good to average. Oh, shit. That was so stupid. That was so stupid. I don't know why I did that. That was really dumb. Actually, I know why I did that. It's not that complicated. I lost all that time because I fell in that hole and I was like, oh, I need to get some of it back. And so I was just trying to rush it. That was just stupid though. Thing is, like, it takes a second before you can even hit the tail. Like, you've kind of got to let, like, the tail actually has to move before the hitbox appears. Like, I'm actually not sure how far it has to move. I think it either has to move like 1 tick or 2 ticks before you can even hit it. You know, just to keep you from, you know, death looping it. So you kind of sort of have to be a little bit patient there, but I just took a stupid gamble that he wasn't going to do exactly what he did, which is just circle right back around. Whoops. I'm just more upset that I threw that away by falling in the hole 12 seconds earlier. Like, if I don't do that, I don't make that other mistake either. Also upset that I threw away such a good desert palace. Being up 10 seconds after the desert palace was pretty nice. But kind of getting back to what I was talking about before, like, there's a problem with tech culture in the US where somewhere along the line, I don't know whose idea it was, but they tried to turn tech into some kind of like daycare for adults. And a lot of people got in there and got this weird idea that they could just kind of half-ass their job and get paid a lot of money. And if there's one thing that people love the idea of, is getting paid a lot and not having to work very hard for it. But the thing is, like, most of the companies that were hiring people like that, they got to where they were by, at some point making something people wanted to buy. And too many of those tech companies kind of forgot about that. Either whatever they had that was selling at the moment became outdated, and the people that were there no longer knew how to either upgrade it or make anything better. So they either kind of belly flopped immediately, or, in some cases, like with Twitter, like somebody comes in at some point, basically just gets rid of everybody that doesn't do anything. I mean, you can make the argument they did something, and yeah, they did something. But the question is not whether you're doing anything, the question is whether what you're doing anything is worth anything. And the sad truth about Silicon Valley and a lot of those tech companies on the West Coast is the majority of the people that they hire don't do anything that has any value at all. Those companies hired a bunch of people to either make themselves look good on a stat sheet, or because they were misguided, or because people got into HR that just wanted to hire a bunch of their buddies. Like, it's all of those things combined. And it's just become an anchor around the neck of the tech industry out there. And then add on top of that, like, all of the general problems with how HR works and corporate culture these days. i.e., HR doesn't know how to hire people who get things done anymore. And too much of what HR become is just an excuse to expand HR. It's something I've talked about before, like people whose job is basically to do nothing more than try to justify their job. They don't actually do anything useful, they just try to find ways to make it look like their job is doing something useful. And the truth of the matter is, in a lot of cases, they may actually be detrimental. Because they're distracting from the things that actually are important to, making money. I'll be as critical as anyone about how making money has become all too much of the goal for everything. But at some point you do have to actually make some money. Daycare for adults. If when I say the word daycare for adults, you don't understand what I'm meaning, look at some of these TikTok videos that like product managers that worked out in Silicon Valley were putting out over the last few years, where it's basically them getting up, going to work, as soon as they get to work, eating, maybe having a meeting for a couple of hours, eating again, going to some kind of recreational area within the workspace, maybe having a couple more meetings, and then that's their day. They pay people hundreds of thousands of dollars for that shit. Like, I don't know if you remember, but that was one of the things that kind of came up when Elon went into Twitter and gutted everything, was like him getting rid of, the on-site cafeterias and all this other stuff. Because they were spending all this money on it, and one, a lot of people weren't using it, especially during COVID, and two, look, you don't have to like Elon, but Elon's not an idiot. And one thing Elon does understand very well is how to make money. And you don't make money by paying a bunch of people to lounge around all day. Which is what I imagine had largely become what Twitter staff was just a bunch of people who kind of lounged around all day and barely did anything that was useful. Which is why you could fire 80% of your staff, and that website has basically not changed a bit since the day you bought it in terms of how it works. It's also why Valve needs so few people at their company as well. And people don't realize, like, Valve doesn't really hire that many people. That's why Valve has the highest, by far, I believe, earnings per capita of pretty much any corporation you could find. So what the hell do they need all those people for? They don't need any of those people. Like, a well-designed tech platform will almost run itself at this point. Like, every now and then, like, the hardware will have a hiccup, or, there'll be some kind of minor bug that was really hard to find that'll come up and you got to deal with it. But for the most part, if you've done your platform well, it's set it and forget it. So the really only people you need are the people that are, one, smart enough to know how to fix it when it breaks, and two, smart enough to know how to make it better. That's about it. I mean, Twitter's really not that complicated as a platform. I mean, it's gotten more complicated since they added streaming, admittedly, but even still. Like, most of the complications from streaming have less to do with the technology and more to do with the people doing it. Oh my god. Those skeletons are a nightmare. Like, you have to get them while they're somewhat in a movable pattern that you can predict. Otherwise, what happened there happens, which is as soon as you try to fire the arrow, they're going to move out of the way. Because the arrow is not an immediate fire. It has that animation where you pull back and then it fires. And especially if you got distance, because then there's also the air distance traveled. Like, their movement, they don't really stand still that much. And then it becomes, okay, well, you could use the sword, and well, they jump back on the sword, so you've got to get really close, and then one sword swipe doesn't kill them either. You gotta hit them twice. So it's just, it's way faster to kill them with an arrow if you can, but if you let them get out of that initial movement pattern and like, they're always going to do the same thing at the start, which is both of them are going to head towards you. And then it's a matter of where they stop when they're heading towards you. Ideally, the best pattern is when they're moving towards you, they move on the second tile to the right. They stop on the second tile to the right of the jars. And so I can just face up and down, shoot 2 arrows, and then be done with it. What, like, just the first tile to the right of the jars is not too bad. That one's a little bit tighter window, but I don't mind that one that much. It gets messy when one of them runs all the way to the wall and then one of them stops short. Because, or like, well, basically whenever they're not lined up on the same vertical tile, or on the same horizontal tile, I guess. No, yeah, vertical tile. When they're not lined up on the same vertical row, because what you've got to worry about is whichever one you shoot, the other one you just got to hope when it moves up or down that it's not short and it doesn't move again before you get a chance to shoot it. Because once it moves again after that, then you're really kind of in a mess. Either you got to be really good with your movement, or you just got to hope that they give you a pattern where you catch them when they're moving vertically, and then you can just shoot the arrow and hit them. And like, I messed up the movement there, and they didn't really give me too much of an opportunity to shoot them either. Like, you don't want them to get too far away from you either, because the farther you get from you, then you got to worry about the flight time of the arrow when you fire it. Because the farther away they are, like, it can look like you're okay when you fire the arrow, and by the time the arrow gets to the skeleton, they've already moved out of the way. Like, that can get ugly in a hurry if you don't kill them quickly, which is what happened there. If you're really good with your movement, you can mostly recover it, but I'm not that good. Like, moving around and firing the arrows is a lot harder than it kind of looks. Like, it seems pretty straightforward, but it's a little bit more difficult than that. That's already too slow. Just kind of getting back to the 2-hour credits of the Assassin's Creed thing is like, the truth of the matter is, like, most of the people in the credits don't need to be in the credits. Like, the credits is just kind of like become a shout out to my boys at this point. Like, I question how much any of the people in the credits at this point have actually done that significantly impacted the game. You know, obviously there are people in the credits who did a lot on the game. Or did something of importance on the game. But I think at this point, like, a lot of the people that appear in the credits is like, well, why the hell are you wasting time with this? Is, again, it's the same kind of mindset that causes these people to bring in all their buddies to the company and basically weigh it down with a bunch of dead weight. I will say this, though. You know who absolutely 100% should always be in the credits for these games? If you're one of these games that is asking people on Kickstarter or Patreon or whatever to fund you, you better be putting every last single one of those people's names in the credits. And honestly, they ought to be first. If not first, very, very early in the credits. Thing is, like, for those people, like, I'll guarantee they'll be reasonable about it. They don't care if it's on the screen for only like a few split seconds. Just the acknowledgement, you know? But when you're basically begging people for money so that you can make the game, and then you can't even prominently place those people anywhere in the credits when you've got all these other people in there whose contributions are questionable at best. I mean, it's something I think about these days too, is how much money did the credits cost to make? How much money did you spend on this end roll? And was that really worth the time and effort? Especially with the state some of these games are in. Like, one of the things that kind of has hurt the game industry that, people talk about it, it's not like it's that big of a secret, but the fact that Hollywood and the game industry are both located in California, and that a lot of people that tried to get into Hollywood kind of settled for the game industry. Like, they brought a lot of things that obviously were things that they liked about the movie industry into the game industry that didn't really need to be there. And, you know, I'm not the only one with this opinion. I'm obviously not even close to the first person who had it. Like, I know a lot of people like The Last of Us. Like, I don't really think much of what The Last of Us has done to the game industry has been positive. Like, I'm kind of the same way with, like, Uncharted and... I mean, something like Mixtape is kind of that whole thing coming to a head. There's people that, well, if we're being honest, they're not really interested in making games, they're interested in making movies. And they try to jerry-rig the games industry into some form of, like, weird movie industry thing, and it's not been a positive development. Like, let's take Intergalactic, for example. With how much money has been spent on that, and how much time has been spent on it, how is it that and this bugs me about games too. The first thing you show for a game shouldn't be a cinematic trailer. Like, if you're showing me a cinematic trailer and you can't show me gameplay at the same time, your priorities are way out of whack. If you have a cinematic trailer prepared, but you don't have gameplay prepared to show me, then I'm immediately worried about your game. Because you don't understand what it is that you're supposed to be doing. The second the cinematics are being prioritized over the gameplay, I'm worried. Now, you want to make cinematics, that's fine, but you better have that gameplay, like, airtight when you're working on that stuff. There's no point in making those cinematics if your gameplay is shit. Ah, damn it. Whatever. Let's keep going. That's about 3 seconds lost there. If I had to bet right now, I don't think Intergalactic is ever coming out. If I had to make a bet right now, I think it's never going to release. Honestly, the red flag was Naughty Dog, if we're being honest. Red flag's Naughty Dog, because it's been how long since Naughty Dog made a game that people actually liked? When did The Last of Us come out? That's the last time they made a game that anybody really liked. The Last of Us 2 only sold well at the start just because people liked The Last of Us. Those Uncharted games are a long time ago now. Like, the story behind Neil Druckmann's an interesting one, and, like, you may already know this, but, like, the story that they did with The Last of Us 2, where, you know, like, with the character switching and killing off, Joel and all that, apparently he'd been trying to push for some kind of, like, story involving something like that for years before The Last of Us 2 ever even got made. And, like, I don't know all the politics that went on behind him getting Amy Hennig fired and him inserting himself at the top of the company, but that allowed him to finally do his passion project, which was The Last of Us 2. I don't think the guy knows the first thing about running an actual game studio. Which is why they haven't put out anything. Like, you'd be surprised how far you can shamble along with the vestiges of a previous competent leadership. But eventually, you know, all the competent people leave and you're left with the incompetent leadership and people who don't know what they're doing because, well, the person running the place is incompetent. Like, you see it a lot with sports teams. Like, the sports teams, you know, the first year after a manager got fired, like, sometimes things will get better and then they'll get a lot worse after that because, you know, the first year after the guy got fired, like, most of the stuff's kind of in place, but then after all that kind of, you know, gets moved out of place because, you know, players move on or whatever, and then the new guy has to rely on basically all his own skills. Like, sometimes you'll see it get a lot better because the new guy's a lot better, but then sometimes you'll see it get massively worse, like, the second year, because, well, turns out the new guy didn't have any idea what they were doing. Ah, damn it. That is some shit luck. Like, I really want to get mad at that every time, but it's like, for a new player or a casual player, that kind of stuff is still kind of cool every now and then. You know, just have some kind of crazy stuff like that happen. Man, when you're doing something like this, that is just, oh, it's infinitely annoying. It's having the guy pop out of the bush. This is poorly written. Like, it's clear that Amy Hennig was the brains behind most of what Naughty Dog had accomplished. Oh man, I just can't get through. Cannot get through there unscathed today. If I had to guess, that Cannon Room runs on some kind of global timer that likely starts when you enter the dungeon. So if you are extremely consistent in your play, you can probably get the same result every time there. But, oh, that clearly wasn't the case this time. It is kind of odd, though. It seems like the better I'm playing, the more likely I am to get through there. The worse the run is, it seems like I'm more often tend to get hit. But that's just, I couldn't tell you for sure whether that's actually true or not. That's just maybe nothing more than a hallucination. Oh, damn it. Oh, shit. Alright, how's it gonna go? Ah! Fourth cycle, I think. Not too bad. I want a gold split there. I've got a 3 cycle. If you want to be elite, you got a 2 cycle. Not every time, but sometimes. Now, 4 cycles pretty good for somebody of my level. Like, to get a 3 cycle, I mean, there is some skill involved with it, but for me, like, I need a little bit of help with luck. Like, that was a pretty good setup, honestly. That I was able to get 3, 2, and 1 arrow on the first cycle was big. thing is, if I was better, I probably could have got more like 332 or something like that. Thanks for the follow, Nintendoid. Appreciate it. That is, I believe. Congratulations, you are follower number 40. Which means I've hit my follow goal. Yay! Oh, but that is pretty cool, actually. Now I guess I get to set it to 50. But thanks again for the follow. Oh, thanks for the congrats too. Oh man, but it seems inevitable at this point that the industry's about to crash. I don't know how I feel about it, like... It needs it. Like, it needs to happen because there's just too much dead weight. The proverbial cleansing fire, so to speak. But it sucks that we're going to have to basically not have very many nice games for a little while. If not a long while. You'll still get good stuff. You'll still get stuff that's interesting. It's just like the really, really top quality stuff is going to be few and far between. The scale is just going to be smaller. The graphics will be of lesser quality, but the thing is, I don't mean more people can enjoy it, or at least the people who want to enjoy it will be able to enjoy it, assuming they actually let us own PCs in the future, which is a separate problem. Aw, damn it. I was worried about that. Alright, that's honestly got me more concerned than the gaming thing at this point. So I don't buy a PS6, I mean, well, that'll give me money to put towards buying a new computer, but that's only if they don't make the computer cost so ridiculous that I couldn't buy one even if I wanted to. Which we're getting close to. Oh my lord. So much wasted time there. That's infuriating. Recovered it somehow. That was almost a disaster. I don't know, something's got to give. Like, the memory cartel is going to have to be broken. I mean, the thing is, like, they understand their position, and they have always understood their position because the memory cartel has on many occasions gotten in trouble for price fixing. because there's very few places that make memory, and like it or not, memory is just a necessary utility of life for most people at this point. I mean, yeah, you don't actually need it to live if you're willing to go back to, you know, like early 1900s standards of living and things like that, but there's only 3 companies that make it. They know there's only 3 of them, and they take advantage of it whenever they can. And right now, it is extremely easy for them to take advantage of it. Like, their profit margins right now are ridiculous. And the thing is, like, a sane industry would be trying to expand, and they're making very little effort to do it. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One is it definitely benefits them financially to keep supply restricted. And, you know, this is something that Nintendo always got accused of a lot with their consoles, was, you know, artificially restricting supply to keep demand up. But, the other thing, too, is I think that they also implicitly realize that at some point, all this demand's going to come crashing down, and they don't want to be in the position they were in a couple of years ago, where there was so much RAM available that they were having to sell it for, like, dirt cheap. Which is why they tried to lock in that price floor with a lot of these deals that they're signing right now. They want to keep prices where they are for an extended period of time. But that's the kind of stuff that's going to get you in trouble with governments. Now, the other thing they've got to be careful about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, is eventually somebody's going to come along and break into their market and bust up their cartel. And China is working on that right now. And if China starts making memory and starts selling it for cheap because they decide they want to undercut these companies and basically put themselves at the top of the memory industry, like, they could find themselves in a lot of trouble in a hurry. Because China is willing to play very dirty from a corporate and industrial standpoint. Something that they really can't do. Well, one thing I think, and you know, I kind of almost fell for this too. I mean, I don't know if fell for it's the right word, but one thing you got to be careful about is there's a lot of noise being made right now about prices staying high through 2028. And while that could absolutely be true, like, they were saying the same thing before prices crashed the previous time. And they'll start doing that when they're afraid of prices crashing, because they want people to spend as much money as they can while the prices are high. So, like, right now, it's kind of hard to say whether, yeah, prices are going to come down, or no, prices are going to keep going up. Like, it's a really kind of messy situation, because I could absolutely see either one of them happening. So, like, if you wait, you're going to be screwed if they go up. But if you don't wait, you're going to be screwed if they go down. And it's kind of hard to tell how things are going to shake out right now, but, like, AI has got a reckoning coming pretty soon from a financial standpoint. And when that happens, like, I don't know what the fallout's going to be and how immediate it's going to be either. AI is not going away, but a lot of the money that's being invested in it is going to. I should have just space tanked it. Wasted time. Still took damage anyway. Didn't need to do that. That's a bad line. You can't put it all in South Korea. I mean, Micron's an American company. And Micron may be the worst. Like the GPU pricing thing, like I don't worry too much about, because I think you're seeing companies trying to get into the GPU market, especially since Nvidia seems ready to get out of the consumer end of it, which I think they may regret eventually, but maybe not. Kind of hard to say. But I think the other thing too is, like, considering the level of development at the moment in games, like, I don't think more powerful GPUs is necessarily what people are after. I think people are after devs doing a better job with what they have in the first place. Better tools, that kind of thing. Like, I think that's really the more important thing at the moment. Oh, here we go, folks. All right. Oh. We could be in for something special here. 2. 4. All right. Oh, he broke the streak. You know, why can't I have a 2 or 3 with this guy? Why can't I have like a 2? Well, like I get 3 sometimes. 2. I haven't had a 2 in forever with this guy. Now, if you're familiar with speedrunning this game, you see a 4 there, you're probably thinking, oh, well, he's going to lose a fair amount of time there. PB was a 7. Or was it 6? You know, I had back-to-back PBs, and I think the first one may have been 7, the second was 6. I don't remember at this point. Oh, no, is it 7 or 6? Wait, we're going to pick up time here. Pick up time off of 4. I had a 0 yesterday. Picked up 54 seconds here. $54 seconds on this just because I got a 0. 0 is a 1 in 16 odds. And when I'm talking about 0, like that shot that he does that breaks into the 6 shots, like you can't reflect that back at him, so every time he does it, wastes time, yeah. So ideally he will do that never. But, so it's a 5 attack cycle. The first one is guaranteed to be a reflectable shot. 2, 3, and 4 are 50-50 of reflectable or the blue balls attack. and attack number 5 is lightning bolt. So ideally, you will get no blue balls, and then you will deal with only 1 lightning bolt, and the other 6 will be reflective shots, and you just kill him. But every time he uses blue balls, it costs you 6 seconds. Unless it's one that forces you to go through another lightning, which then costs you 12. And that's how that fight works. Crap, hit the button. It don't matter. I'm off roughly 30 seconds, I think. Something like that. We'll see once we're done with this dungeon. End of the day, the only thing, well, not the only thing, the main thing that matters. Oh man, 3 hearts down. This is good. The main thing that matters is the hole digging game that we're going to be playing, assuming we beat this dungeon. That's really the only thing that matters. Just kind of getting back to that comment about Micron there, like one of the things to remember about Micron is literally one of the dirtiest companies in existence in the US. Like they've gotten in trouble all kinds of time for doing stuff they're not supposed to do. And on top of that, they're also the kind of company that will rat on other companies to save their own ass. That was close. Oh man. It's 3 hearts of damage. Really sucks. Like in this dungeon, like taking damage really costs you a lot of time. Because of what it forces you to do because you don't have sword beams. Like all that stuff's coming up right now. If I've got full hearts there, I don't have to get those hearts in the upper left there, and then I can use a sword beam when I come in, which means I don't have to use an arrow, I can take a better path there. Like, just this area alone, it saves 5 seconds. Now, luckily, I have full hearts now, so I don't have to take a penalty for anything else, but if in this next room I don't have full hearts, you have to take another 3-second penalty, because you don't have sword beams to hit the orb, so you have to equip the arrows and then unequip the arrows. Alright, taking damage in this dungeon is really bad. You just don't want to do it at all. And usually I don't, but unfortunately I took damage before the dungeon, and then I took damage in the dungeon too. And pretty unusual place on top of it. Oh. Oh, this is bad. What the hell happened? I'll be honest with you. That recovered a lot better than it deserves to. That should have been much worse. Ah, oh, that's not good. Oh, he did it again. God damn it. What fucking asshole. I don't think it... is it twice in a row? He did it yesterday. I think I may have fought him one more time yesterday after that, though, and had something else happen. I can't remember. It might be 2 times in a row. Either way, like, that's just like the worst thing he can possibly do. Is go all the way to the bottom like that where there's no room to hit him and then just stop. Shit. Whoops. All right. Oh. It's gonna be 2 days in a row of no digging. Like, I can't believe I'm not gonna make it today. Like, I've had all fucking day to get there. Alright, we're definitely gonna make it this time. What really kind of irks me is that that's 2 really good desert palaces in a row thrown away. Alright, 3, 2, 1, hoi. Oh, damn it. That was a silly mistake. There we go. Whew. Heard that clink and thought I was screwed. Because probably if I clink there and don't hit him, I'm going to knock him away and then he's going to hit me with that ball and chain on top of it. It's too bad that Green Knight had to get in the way on the way out. Also unfortunate I messed up this room on the way in. Path was too low and aggro that night. Oh, thank you. It's nice to be able to walk through there without getting harassed. Okay. Up we go. You know, results be what they may today. I at least feel like I'm playing better. You know, compared to like a month ago or 2 weeks ago and things like that. I actually feel like I've gotten better this last couple weeks. Ah, come on, man, don't do that. Oh man, that was like a really nice time that just got absolutely wrecked on those last two rooms. Could have probably been even if that rat hadn't run up into the corner like that. Him running into that upper left corner versus doing anything else is minimum like 2 seconds. It's just so out of the way. It increases like the distance you have to run by so much. And then you have to backtrack too. Ideally, obviously, the rat's going to run towards you because that just significantly reduces the distance you have to run. But if nothing else, you want him to at least stay in the lower left corner, not go into the upper left corner like he did there. Ah, damn it. Would have dodged to the left there, but I had one on the left of me already. Well played, game. All right, man. Thanks for always stopping in. Have a good one. That is a much more complicated reason you might think. If you pick up the blue boomerang at the start of the run here, it costs you a lot of time for a couple of reasons. One, like going to the ferry and then throwing it into the, into the water and getting it back, like that whole deal takes a lot of time. But it actually eliminates the ability to get the red boomerang from a chest later in the game. If you don't pick up the blue boomerang there, when you go into the dark world in the town, the house that you can blow a hole in to get into in that town, there's a treasure chest in there that will have 300 rupees if you already have the boomerang. But if you don't have the boomerang at all, it gives you the magic boomerang there. So you can skip having to pick up the boomerang entirely. Saves probably a good minute. Like, having the boomerang is convenient for some parts of the run early on, and that's why you'll see, like, people that do any percent run pick up the boomerang there. But for 100%, since you don't have to, the way people count 100% is just the end game items. Since you don't have to pick that up there, it saves you a lot of time to just get by without it and then pick it up in the dark world later on. It's only mildly out of the way versus, like this whole process that takes a lot of time. Nope, that's a very fair question. I wondered the same thing myself when I saw other people doing 100% runs. And then I saw them get the boomerang at the place they got it, and I was like, oh, you can get it there? Never knew that. Because, let's be real, most people, under normal circumstances, would never get that far without the boomerang. But we made it. Let's see what we got through here. 1108, not too bad for me. Oh, come on. Hit it. Oh well. That's a really tight window there. If you're good, you can probably get it pretty consistently. Like, I usually get it, but sometimes that happens. That's also a tight window there to get through without getting hit. I was a little bit sloppy there. That was just an accidental button push. Ran too far to the left there. You want to stop just short of that fence so that you can face up and dash, but unfortunately, if you get right next to the fence, when you hit the A button, you grab it. All right. Let's go. What? The hell? What did I do to make that happen? Sorry, I'd never gotten shot like that before. Legit kind of confused why I got shot in the face. I mean, I must have did something different, but I don't know what it was. Oh, damn it. Oh. I know exactly what happened there. I just messed up. That's really weird. Why did I get shot in the face there? Must have messed up the walking angle coming in. Well, there's really nothing to mess up. Well, no point worrying about it. It probably won't happen again. Alright, alright. Oh, please have a good fight. Ah, that's not good. Ah. This is what I get for wasting those last two good fights. This isn't terrible, but not nearly as good as the last two times. Oh well. About even, that's not too bad, all things considered. That was a pretty rough fight. Like, RNG wasn't really in my favor, and I didn't do terrific. That is about the most skill-based fight in the game. Like a lot of the boss fights are just kind of a pattern, but that one's just RNG all over the place. Basically, you got the first pattern and where they're going to spawn a set, and then after that you got no idea what's going to happen. So that first pattern, it's important to get as many hits as you can, and I only got 2, whereas ideally you'd like to get probably closer to 6 to 8. Oh man. Oh, come on. That's the most annoying I can remember those birds ever being. But that's one of those things that's actually my fault. Like, that screen will go almost the same way every time with the birds, as long as you do the same thing. It's like the green pickle thing when you first come to the screen, like, he's a problem because if he moves right, you can't dash straight up. If he moves down or left or up, you can dash straight up and get by him. But if he moves even a little bit to the right, you're going to get hit by him. And unfortunately he did, and then my response to that was not that great. And these rocks have been an absolute menace. Oh boy, that's bad. It's bad because it wastes time, obviously, but it's also bad because there's a lot of RNG in this next dungeon here, and you can lose a heart and a half in a hurry. Like, there's a probably better than 50% chance I'm just going to die. And there's not too much I can do about it. Oh boy. Here we go. Like this room. Like these little mole dorms here, if they do the wrong thing, you are screwed. Just have to hope they don't do the wrong thing like that. Oh, anything wrong happens and I'm dead now. The slightest thing goes wrong and I'm dead. This next room's really dangerous because there's 3 of them and any one of them could give me a bad pattern that will either waste my time or kill me. Like if I got enough life, I don't have to worry too much about it. I can just kind of plow through it, but since I'd actually like to get a run to the Dark World and to the shovel game, I need to try to live here. Like that. Damn it. Of course they would go there this time. But most of the time they don't get in the way of the door at all. Oof. It really has just been one of those days today. No point in continuing that. Alright, let's give it another go. Sometimes it just don't work out. That was a lot of bad RNG. And the thing is, like, obviously you can be extra careful there and get through, but you're gonna be wasting so much time that's like, at that point it becomes a question of was it even worth it? Because how careful you have to be depends entirely on the RNG they give you, and with the right RNG you can be waiting for a long time. I guess I mean wrong RNG. So, to an extent, you just kind of gotta go for it sometimes if you want to even have a decent time. Like, it's funny, the dungeons get less bad about the RNG the further into the game you get, but like early on, like RNG is really kind of heavy with a lot of the enemies, or a lot of the mobs. Oh man, that's a really terrible time. That's not even... If it's already 1:23 when I'm there, I'm 2 seconds behind. That's... A minute in, 2 seconds behind is pretty bad. thought you'd let me through. At least you didn't stab me. Oh. Oh. Whoops. That happens every now and then. Sorry, like, that's just not a, like take away getting hit there, like even before that wasn't a very good start. Alright. Alright. Arms must be getting tired. Kind of messed that up a little bit. Go. Oh. Ah. Too bad. Alright, down the stairs. Hopefully have a nice sewers. Oh, that's nice. Very convenient. Much appreciated. Oh. That sucked. That's not something you see happen too often. Ah, shit. Now I'm gonna die. Ah. You saw the rats do something to me there you don't see very often. Like, most of the times the way the rats get you is with moving, but sometimes how they get you is with stopping. And they really wrecked me there with where they stopped. The key rat would have never gotten to the upper left if the rat that was running in front of me hadn't have stopped where he did. But because he stopped exactly where he did, he basically made it so that I couldn't run over to that rat and hit him with my sword before he ran away. And then on their way out, they did the same thing. Like, I'm following behind them because, well, I can't stop. But he hit the brakes right where I would be in a position where I would have to either run into him or hopefully stop and swing my sword. Either way, he's wasting my time. But because I was so close to him, like when he stopped, the idea that I could react and do something to avoid him is just not realistic. This is a bad, ugly RNG run right now. Ah, of course. Damn it. This is gonna be 42, that's bad. I generally consider getting in here at anything over 740 not good. So 42 is on the bad end. Honestly, anything above that's garbage. Up. Jesus. Whatever, we're just gonna keep going, because I don't have time to reset anymore. This is absolute shit. We're just gonna keep going. Because the thing is, like, if I play well enough for the rest of this and in the Desert Palace, I can still catch back up. Basically 10 seconds behind where I want to be. Oh, that's bad. That's another wasted 2 seconds there. Oh, it was really not my day today. Went out and made sure I had plenty of time today because I figured if I had this much time, I was bound to get one. You know? Bound to get one. Got 4 hours. Nope. This is how it is with this game sometimes, though. Oh, damn it. Oh boy, I'm gonna die, aren't I? Oh, maybe not. Uh-oh. No arrow drops is bad. Oh, at least we got those. Okay, 20 arrows, so no margin for error. Yay. Not a good time, not happy with it, but it lets me continue. Yeah, I got through. Haven't had much luck getting through there today. Got through this time though. Alright. Hey, I got through there too. Look at that. Oh. it's going to be a 9. That's an 8. That's still shit. That's 2 seconds lost. I held on the button a little bit too long. Been livid if that arrow hit me. Oh, come on. Why didn't you dash? Let's go. I'm not gonna make it under 1450, but okay. 1451's not terrible. Kind of clawed back some of that bad start. See, that time I didn't get shot in the face. $16.34, eh? Not ideal, but good enough, I suppose. Lucky there. Here we go. Oh, that sucks. Oh boy, I'm in trouble. Oh, thank God he died on that sword swing. That could have been bad. Alright, we're back ahead, though. Back ahead, back ahead. Okay. Okay. Not the prettiest desert palace, but gets the job done. Oh, you stupid. You knew better than to do that. You did it anyway. Got it. Thank you for going left. Hey! Got it. You're gonna get hit. That's how you want to get hit. That actually manages to save you just a minuscule amount of time for that damage. Okay, that's fine. Let me dash out of here. And oh. Oh. Alright, up the ladder we go. Down the edge. Over. Oh, what happened? That's odd. I don't know why I stopped dashing there. Must have accidentally changed the directional input. Alright. That's okay. That's the price of doing business in this dungeon. Deal with that. Alright. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it to digging holes. I can feel it. We'll be digging holes in about 20 minutes. That's a huge waste of time there. Shit. That sucks. That really sucks. I'm not even sure how much time I lost. I just know it's a lot. Damn it. I really thought it was okay. Shit. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, God. It's not going to happen today, is it? It's just really not going to happen today. It's gotta be something. Oh my God. You shitting me. That almost shouldn't even be possible. Oh. Yep, just not my day today. Sorry, folks, just not gonna make it. I can't believe that. Wow, that really went sideways in a hurry. I mean, ignore me bumping into that hole. Him blocking me jumping off twice is extremely rare. But then, how I got knocked off there, like, that's... Man. That's one of the roughest goes I've had in a while, just for a day. At least in terms of this kind of crazy stuff happening. Like the Helmsor fight, like him coming down there and stopping against the wall like that was extremely unfortunate. This was extremely unfortunate. The last one where running up the mountain I just got bodied by birds and then the rocks and then obviously nothing in the power of hair gave me a break either, so I ended up dying. Like, it's just, oof. Man, today was something else. Like, I'm not gonna say I played great, but like, I did pretty well overall today. It's just, man, I couldn't catch a break when I needed one, though. Unfortunately. At the end of the day, like, this is also part of the reason I enjoy this game. Like, if this game didn't have the RNG and I was literally doing the exact same thing every time, trying to cut seconds off it, it'd probably drive me nuts. But, you know, it's something different every time. Like, you're not going to watch somebody play this game and get the same thing every time. It's going to be different every time. But when you're doing something like this, sometimes you just get screwed like this. You're hoping for the best, expecting the worst. Unfortunately, didn't get too much of the best today from the game's end. Wasn't all bad, but the game bodied me pretty hard today. Oh well, that happens. Not the first time, won't be the last. Okay, but yeah, I gotta get ready for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink stream, so I'm gonna go ahead and have to stop it here. I do appreciate everybody watching today. Thanks again to the Nintendoid for the follow. Hit 40 followers today. It's follower goal. So, yay. Yay. I mean, actually, I'm kind of happy it's kind of slowly getting up there. Next stop, 50, I guess. Hopefully. But I do appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate the follows. Appreciate people who are in the comments. Like, you know, when I first started doing, like, hell, even like a couple of weeks ago, even a month ago, like, looking at chat and like kind of talking and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of hard. Excuse me. It's kind of hard to do that and play at the same time. I mess up a lot, but I'm getting better at it. Like, in a lot of ways, I started playing better today once I started talking. Which is unusual, actually. But I was playing like garbage, and then once I started running my mouth, things kind of settled down. So, getting used to it, I guess. But again, like, I always appreciate the comments. Like, got any questions about the run or anything like that, feel free to ask. Like, I am not the expert on this. Like, all I can tell you is what I know, and some of what I know may not be entirely correct. Because, I'm not an expert on this. Like, not everything I do is like the ideal, like, perfect way of doing things. Like, some of the things I do have to do just because I'm not good enough to do the super perfect way. So you gotta kind of improvise. But yeah, like, if you got any questions about why things are the way they are or anything like that, I've got no problem answering them. So, anyway, have a good day or evening, folks. Thanks again. Hope to see you tomorrow. I'll be doing this again tomorrow. Like, I pretty much do this every day. Not every day, but pretty much every day. Like, sometimes when I'm playing a new game or something, this kind of gets put on the back burner for a little bit. And it's good to kind of take a break every now and then. Like, otherwise you burn out, go a little crazy if you're not careful. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow doing this again. And then Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, I'll be doing that. I was supposed to be doing that 8 minutes from now, but there's no way I will be ready in 8 minutes. It's probably going to be more like 20 minutes from now, 25 minutes, about 9:15 my time. So yeah, like 23 minutes from now. It's probably realistic, but I'll be playing that. I like that game. It's a lot of fun. Like, you don't have to think about it too much. The story is just kind of really simple. If you don't have to think about the story too much, you just sit there and beat on the monsters until they die. It's pretty fun, pretty simple. Simple fun. I like it. So that's what I'm going to be doing after this. So by all means, if you're interested, watch that. The game's got a new DLC coming out this upcoming week. So, a new expansion coming out this upcoming week. So I'm trying to finish it up before that happens and decide whether I want to get it or not. But that's what I'm doing. So, by all means. But otherwise, thanks again for watching. Hope you're having a good one. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, follow is always appreciated. See you soon, or hopefully tomorrow. Bye-bye.